here I am trying to solder on this extension. I got extension wire. I also think Ace gave me the wrong wire, even though I pointed to the right wire. Like, I think something happened in the back room. We got street speed on tonight. Love street speed. But my soldering iron finally committed forever sleep. Don't know why, but was letting it heat up, and all of a sudden a big spark came out of here. It was like blue. It was weird. It was quick too. So I pulled it out. Couldn't really find anything because that's all I could do. So have to buy a new one. But you know, RIP to the Radio Shack. This thing has lasted me, I don't know. Oh, probably as long as I've been playing guitar. At least high school, I know I had it. So 6-8 years. Got my money's worth out of it. So I'll have to go get a new one tomorrow. I'll probably get a higher wattage. Right, is that what these are in? Or are these in volts? Or amps? What are these in? So this is a 30 watt. I'll probably go to like a 60 or something just to give me a little more beef. And also get one with different tips, because as you can see, this tip is pretty crusty. I've cleaned it once or twice and it's hard because I couldn't really take it out. But yeah, that means I'm forced to go to bed, because on our list we got make regulator extension, which required this, turn signal connectors, which required this, ceiling lights, which required this. Everything really was determined on that. So good thing it'll rain tomorrow. It'll give me time to go get one, and I'll maybe try to fix this. I don't know, it's like a tambourine. It's like plasticky too. Oh, this has been quite the journey. So close. It's like that loading bar, you know, it'll load pretty quick, and then like that last 10% is just slow. Got a new soldering iron. If you recall, my old one is a Radio Shack. That's how old it is, and I don't know what happened. It just kind of exploded when it was heating up, and that was that. But this is a 30 watt, 120 volt, always plugged in, always hot. That's what I need. I just like leaving it plugged in, leaving it hot so I can use my hand. So I went to the hardware store, and they had a soldering iron. It's $20. For 25 watt, and I said, nah, if anything I want to go bigger, like 40 to 60. Naturally, as you do, I went to Harbor Freight. $5, 30 watt, and it's a little tip versus this gigantic crusty tip. That's a huge difference. So I thought, well, the budget was $20. It'd be nice to have some helping hands so I don't have to do one of the, you know what I mean. So they had this in stock, and it has an LED light, it's helping hands, and it has a place for your soldering iron, so you don't have to use the stand if you want. And it came with the batteries. 15 bucks for all this, pretty good deal. I expect this to last probably, I don't know, a couple years. I only do it for guitar stuff and this, really. I'd say successful trip. So the plan tonight, solder up this 2 Deutsch pin connector. I also went and I looked, because I thought they gave me the wrong wire. They gave me the right wire. It's 12 gauge and I need 14 gauge. And I was like, well, I wonder if I could solder to bigger wire. I don't see why it wouldn't hurt, but it's fine, you can do that. Plan is solder that up and then solder up the turn signals that'll go in the headlight. And then I think we can seal the lights. Test it first, of course, before you seal it. But I already kind of did that a bunch. So I'm pretty confident in it. We're in business, boys and girls. It's a little flimsy, gotta be honest. There's not a tight tolerance here, but we'll just squeeze that together. Let's get soldering. So here we have both. Not the best soldering I've done. Partly because it's not the right gauge. Blame it on that. This is the moment of truth. Don't hear any clicking. That's good. And we'll go to the blue ghost app. Oh, it found it. Ghost connected, pair. And boom. Let's go. Oh. Yeah, so like I said, if you happen to have bigger gauge lying around, it's not gonna hurt. It's not ideal though. You can always, you know, strip it and then cut the copper or whatever's inside down to the right gauge. That'll be a little bit easier. I did that on one, but it's kind of the same as just leaving it. But yeah, don't forget to put heat shrink on before you solder both ends. We're golden. So now it's time to do the turn signals. So I think this has a black, white, and yellow. And I think black is ground. Actually, I think white is ground. Because usually for like the high beams, like the bulb, now this is totally different, mind you. But the middle was ground, and then either side was low or high beam. So it'd be like yellow would be low beam, black would be high beam. So think this is also just a guess. White is negative. We don't need because we have ground. Yellow would be like your parking lights, and then black would be your blinker, right? So there's an always on, a negative, and then like a hot, like gives it more juice. Because back when I had the R6, I had to wire the, I think that I bought 2 or 3 wire blinkers, and I think the chassis had 2 or 3. It was the opposite. So like the bike had 2 wire blinkers, but I bought 3 wire blinkers, so I had to combine 2 to make it 2 wire. You know what I mean? I had to combine. Anyway, I think it'll be similar to that, but I'm going to research. I might have to go plug this in the car, which will be a problem because it's raining. Let me dig around. I've been Googling for hours. That's all I did tonight. I finished up the harness. It works. And I just finished up this. And I just have 2 cables up for now because you can think of this as a bulb, right? The wires are the bulb. I'm pretty sure this is dummy proof where black is negative because black is always negative. White would be your daytime running lights because that's what color the lights become when you turn your running lights on, or the parking lights. And then yellow is your turn signal because turn signals are yellow. That's my theory anyway. So I just extended same gauge, 6 feet. White's white, yellow's red, and then black's, I'm gonna Sharpie black on the white wire. So that's that. Googled around, and you know, there's one pin that's negative, there's one pin that's steady on, there's one pin that's flashing. And I was gonna test that, but I realized I don't have a way to test lights. But then I remembered I have this. You just connect 2 pins. So I know the center one's gonna be negative, which is why I think the white one is negative because it's in the center, but I could be wrong. You know, it's epoxied in there. Who knows what they did. So you have the plug that this goes into, and you'll put one on the center, which is the negative, and one on the side, and that'll either make this light up here and the tip either stay steady or it'll flash like your indicator. So I'll probably do that when it's not raining, but I'll go ahead, wire everything up. I'll wire 3 wires out, so I'll extend all 3 of these wires and I'll label them, put them in the headlights, seal them up, and then when I install them, I'll test them. Whichever ones I don't need, I'll clip and tape off, I guess. I mean, I don't think it would do harm just to leave them exposed, but just make it. This little thing has worked out well. It's a little weird, but I like the stand. I like that, and the hands are a little, you gotta take some time to get used to. But the soldering iron works pretty well for $5. You know, heats up pretty quick. It's pretty hot. So, where's my Sharpie? Make regulator extension. Check. Turn connectors. Check. So all we gotta do is seal it up. And I don't know if I'll epoxy these in at any certain angle. I might just leave them free flowing. We'll do all that tomorrow because it's also gonna rain tomorrow. So see you then. It stopped raining long enough for me to come out here and test it. Also, excuse any road noise. Did some looking, and I found out black wire is on the edge, just like our black wire on our plug. And then you got a magenta and white and yellow and purple, it looks like, on the passenger side. It's a little bit harder over here, but you got black on the end, magenta in the middle, and then blue on the left there. But I just have this little flow, I don't know what this is called, but it'll light up if we have series. So I'll pull the passenger, know what is what. So you see, here's our bulb. Looks just like our clip. So this just popped out. I don't know if there's a lock. This may be broken. Looks like it may be, but so we got black over here, magenta, and then yellow. So we'll see what is what. So that was a waste. This thing doesn't light up or work. I don't think I have any other electrical tools. Anyway, but I did find out there's this diagram I'll put right here is correct. There's magenta on both sides, which that means that's the same wire. Same color as the same wire, if you didn't know. And then there's black on both sides. Black is ground, we know that. And then there's yellow on passenger, blue on driver. So without even testing it, we can say magenta is running lights, and then the blue and the yellow are your turn signals for either one. And we also know the layout, so this is correct. The negative's on one side, and then you got your running in the middle, and then your turn signal on the edge. So my hunch was correct. I'm just really smart. So with that, we can put everything together. I need to retie these things because I had to cut them off to peel the wire. Anyway, retie those, and then we can seal the headlights. And I also need to seal this in some type of way. Like I'll probably epoxy these holes. This thing, I don't know what to do. Cause if I mount it like this, the electronics are right here. So it'd be hanging down, which water wouldn't go up. But I'm also probably just gonna duct tape or electrical tape and heat it so it kind of shrinks and gets all sticky and whatnot. Big holes, all epoxy, because we know those wires work, they're good. Since I had it pre-wired, it came with this thing on the wire, and I don't really know what this is, but that's cool, I guess. I'll probably still heat shrink all that, make sure it stays together, because it looks like that could break, which is good to know. And I'll order potting what epoxy do you use to pot electronics? I've always seen the black stuff. I don't know what that black stuff is. And I've sometimes seen clear resin. I don't know, is that 5-minute epoxy stuff I have, is that gonna work? Anyway, that's that.